5 turnovers, and yet they still won last week. But not sure Tennessee could get away with that against Jeff Garcia and Tampa Bay. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz and NFL.com's Pat Kirwan with you, breaking down 3-1 Tennessee, 3-2 Tampa Bay. And, Pat, the issues in Tampa Bay squarely deal with the fact that they have nobody behind Jeff Garcia. Michael Pittman, for all intents and purposes, probably out for the rest of the year. Cadillac Williams, we know, is done for the year. So you're left with Ernest Graham and recently signed Zach Crockett. Is that enough against this good Tennessee rush defense?
I like Ernest Graham. I've always liked Ernest Graham. He's been Mr. August down in Tampa Bay forever. He's a big, powerful back. Reminds me a lot of Lamont Jordan. We talked about him last week.
He even looks like Lamont Jordan.
Big, thick guy. And I talked to Joseph today, Davin Joseph, their guard. And he said, we're very confident up front with Ernest running the football. He's a power runner inside. So they're not going to shy away from the running game. We know Gruden likes to do it. The injuries are not going to force this team into a passing attack. Zach Crockett, I know very well. Here's what Zach Crockett is. He's a short yardage back. He's got an incredible number of touchdowns to carries in his career. And more importantly, he can go in on third down and be in the pass protection scheme, something that Pittman did a very good job of. So he gives him immediate help, knows the system, knows the language, no problem.
And he did that with Oakland, with John Gruden. So that fits your point about the system. On the other side, you got Tennessee. You talked about the rush defense, how it's very good. You know, this is a team that was terrible last year defensively. What has been the change?
Albert Hainsworth is the difference. Albert Hainsworth is a one-man wrecking crew inside, and now he's commanding double teams. And Kyle Vandenbosch, who plays next to him, I talk to every week, says now it's to the point where we understand and can predict all the protections. They're going to slide it. They're going to turn the guard and the center towards Albert Hainsworth, and that helps Tennessee quite a bit. Set up stunt games to get in and create pressure. They're taking advantage in Tennessee right now of Albert Hainsworth. You'll see Vandenbosch on a twist underneath, and you'll see the guys from the other side coming underneath too. So that's how they're going to get pressure on Garcia, and I expect Garcia to be running for his life a couple times.
And let's not forget that defense is the reason that they can overcome 5 offensive turnovers. Now let's get into Vince Young, because he made some bad decisions last week, and really for the first time that we saw him play that poorly in quite some time. What changes this week against a Tampa defense that is pretty good?
Well, I think when I talked to Jeff Fisher about this subject and Vince, and he said, well, you know, a lot of people are playing us in certain coverages, but we've got to get the ball down the field. We've got to throw some deep passes. We've got to loosen people up. It's no secret Tennessee's a power running team that puts the safety down a lot for them, or a corner blitz against the run, and that guy shows up in his face, in Vince's face, and it's caused some problems. Early in this football game, I'm expecting some deep balls out of Vince. Shotgun, vertical seam route stuff, loosen up the Tampa Bay Bucs if they can. Because, you know, Tampa Bay is a team that wants to play the run with 7 in the box. They're going to try to push some people off the ball.
Deep ball means Roydell Williams. It means Brandon Jones.
Yeah,
we'll
not a lot, but enough to get this thing loose.
We'll see if they can get it down the field. And one name for you guys to watch out for is a guy who's certainly emerging as a star in this league, Barrett Root. He's been talked about the first few weeks, but he has been fantastic.
Let's 200 tackles.
Yeah, let's get all those numbers into a computer and predict the AccuScore prediction. Well, 10,000 tests, all mathematical, no human element. Here's what came up for this game. 57% of the time, the Buccaneers came out on top. Pat, they're playing at home. Do you like them?
I do not. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans in this game. I understand what the Luke Pettigoat being injured is going to do to Tampa, in my opinion. They got a young tackle over there. He's going to have his hands full. They're going to have to leave a tight end, look for Anthony Beck to help the tackle. As soon as that happens, the secondary in Tennessee, Cortland Finnegan and all those guys, they're going to get some shots at double covering Galloway. And when that happens, I think you're going to see the big playability of the Bucs shrink.
And your prediction fits right into the history, because the teams haven't met since 2003, but the Buccaneers have lost 5 straight to this Titans franchise. The last win was 1983 against the Oilers. Do you know who was on that team?
Jeff Fisher?
No, Archie Manning was on that team.
Do you know what Jeff Fisher's record is against the NFC South?
Not 11-0. I was going to say undefeated.
It's something in 0. I brought that up to Jeff today. He said it doesn't have anything to do with this game.
You guys share the exact same mustache. The two kick it off at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. For more on this game or any other in Week 6, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com and watch everything else on the CBS Audience Network. For Pat Kirwan, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.